what the fuck are we doing?
This goes against all I have ever promised with this, in that I don't want to spoil a new movie. But I do know that the Halloween series is such a special franchise that we've covered. It's hard not to immediately talk about the latest installment, Halloween Ends, when it just came out. So we're going to go ahead anyway. So spoiler alert, I say, for all of this.
I don't know if it's actually a rule that we've had, but
it's my rule.
I feel like if there's additional sequels in a series, that we should immediately cover that, as long as we've already covered the series.
Yeah.
It feels like we just got done watching 10 fucking Halloween movies. And here we fucking are again, fucking talking about David Gordon fucking Green.
Yeah, and this is the 13th film. We didn't even cover 2 of them. And it still feels like we did the whole thing. They don't count. But I'm looking here, and it actually was episode 40 that we did Halloween Kills. And this is 49 at the moment. So it has been quite a while since we covered it, but it does feel so fresh.
Yes. Welcome to Aaron and Justin fucking talk sequels.
This is going to be rated M for...
I always rate them M. I'm fucking Justin.
I'm Aaron.
And we're here talking about Halloween Ends. And this is probably something that you just got done watching, we hope. Because if you haven't seen it yet, you're not going to know what the fuck we're talking about. Or we will ruin the whole movie. Now, I think it's only fair with this movie that we talk about this a couple of different ways. First, as a movie by itself, and then next as a sequel.
Okay.
Because there's so much negative conversation about this movie right now that it's not the standard Last Jedi bullshit. It's not the movie we wanted to see. It's I don't give a fuck what the audience wants to see. Like, the point is that they go and enjoy the thing, and it's somebody's art, and it is what it is.
Yes, we're not owed anything by the filmmakers.
No. And so we've got this last sequel from the reboots, and as it is, just as a movie, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. It had a compelling couple protagonists, who also one was an antagonist as well at the same time. But I thought the acting was good, and it conveyed the trauma and the pain and what people were feeling in this shitty town that they still lived in, and how it was fucking with everyone. But at the same time, then they shoehorn in this fight between a serial killer, and it just kind of felt like it didn't really belong. But when you think of it as a sequel to this franchise, I see how that makes sense. But the movie was best when it was about the people going through the relationship and the pain and the trauma.
No, that's really good. This is a movie about people dealing with trauma. Then they kind of just peppered in some Halloween franchise into it. And when they don't do that, when they're just dealing with the characters, like, I think that's where David Gordon Green is great, is he does do characterization and he builds these characters pretty well, and a lot of that is earned. We don't really necessarily always like where it goes, but it's earned.
Yeah, I agree. Corey, when they introduce him and they show him as a promising young man at the beginning, it felt genuine. And you learned a lot about him just in that brief moment where he was coming over to babysit this kid. So you found out he's going to college. He's got aspirations. He's a good-looking kid. He's a nice kid. And then something tragic happens to him, which totally derails his life.
He fucking offs the kid.
Accidentally. But I felt for him. And I was like, that is so true. Like, that's a young person's life, that if you suffer some horrible accident, it can totally just destroy any promise you may have had. So I felt like that was earned, and it showed that he would turn into the person that we would then get to know in the movie.
Yeah, I just think about it from the small town we grew up in. If I was Corey and that happened to me, I know that everybody would quietly whisper about me all the time.
And there would be urban legends about you, and there would be just crazy things that like kids would like comment about you, and you'd be known for this, like, oh yeah, that's that child killer, you know, that's that person or whatever. Don't go out at night, or Corey will get you, the child killer.
What is Laurie's granddaughter's name again? Allison. She says they have a conversation, her and Corey, about leaving Haddonfield.
Yeah.
And she says, all of my memories are here. And I get it. Like, you're comfortable here.
I do get it, but I also thought that was just an excuse. Like, you can make new memories. All right. You got to get out of this town. You should have left 4 years ago or 3 or however long it's been since the last Halloween, and she didn't do it.
All right, I think that's about as much as we can talk about without talking about it being a sequel to the famous Halloween franchise. Do you want to just take turns bitching? Should we each air our grievances?
Well, let's just talk. I mean, I mentioned Corey and where it starts with him as a babysitter, so we might as well just go through the story. So he's going to babysit. The kid is a little dick and messes with him. Makes him think that, like, because, you know, it's Haddonfield, so everybody knows about Michael Myers. He hasn't been seen. That's another important thing. Michael Myers hasn't been seen since the events of Halloween Kills, which is at least 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not sure which one it is.
The events of Corey killing the kid it's 1 year later.
Okay, yeah.
It's not seen as much that everybody's on edge, but it's on everybody's mind that Michael Myers came back 1 year ago and then he disappeared.
Yeah, so we pick a year. We pick up a year later from Kills. Corey, the kid, locks him in the attic. He freaks out. He kicks open the door and knocks the kid off the 3rd floor. I mean, this is a ridiculous house, and the kid just smashes right into the ground, dead. Right when his parents come home from their Halloween party. So it destroys Corey's life right from there. Now, apparently he wasn't charged with manslaughter. It was an accident. He got off, but now the town knows him as the child killer, you know, the accidental child killer. So then from that year after Kills, we pick up 3 years later. Corey's in a rough state.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the funniest part there is this time the babysitter did do it. Anyway, I think we center on Laurie here for a minute. And this is one of people's biggest complaints, if not the biggest, and it's 100% accurate. Laurie, who spent her entire life preparing for Michael Myers to return, and then she was proven right, he did return and attack everyone. After that, she was like, meh. I'm just going to be a happy housewife now and take care of my grandkid. I'm not going to worry about the killer that's still out there.
Yeah, why wouldn't he return again? What's in her mind that doesn't tell her that this time around? That's what I was curious about.
To argue through that concept, to try to understand where the filmmaker was coming from, all I have is she had her moment where Michael did return. She saw the folly of just worrying, and she recognized that she needed to heal and get past that trauma, and she's working on it.
I felt the same way, and also just from a storytelling standpoint, they just wanted to do something different. She's not Sarah Connor anymore. She's Susie Homemaker, and they just wanted to have her in a different kind of state of mind for this film.
And if your daughter's dead and your granddaughter's all alone, you could see Laurie wanting to make that change for that reason.
And also, if you remember the original this new original Halloween, the first of these 3 movies, she was estranged from Karen, her daughter, because of the shit she pulled. So I feel like this was also a second chance for her to have a proxy daughter in her granddaughter and to not make the same mistake, not to hide away again, not to push her granddaughter away like she did her own daughter because of her craziness. And it seems to be going pretty well for them. What I like about this movie is that this seems like the most genuine version of Haddonfield, where it's a town that has knowingly gone through so much shit. But there's still a nice part of Haddonfield, as represented by the parents of the child that was killed under Corey's care. You know, there's like a higher class. There's also a lower class. It can be nice, and it can also be dirt poor and shitty. And I think that's like a lot of towns. And in this movie, you see kind of a little of everything. And it speaks to the point where Laurie and Allison don't leave. Like, they should have left. Why wouldn't they just leave? But there's something about being attracted to the trauma and the pain as well, that you just do things that are against your better judgment. You know, and then my point is that this leads Allison into being enamored with Corey, which is, on the surface, like, why would you do that? Like, he's troubled. He's been accused of killing this kid accidentally. There's got to be somebody better. But she almost is attracted to the fact that he's fucked up too.
That's totally real. Trauma seeks trauma. Like, people identify with other people that they feel are feeling their same pain. So, like, all of that is genuine. Allison totally digs Corey. They start hanging out, but those bullies.
Yeah.
Corey can't get past those bullies.
They subvert the jocks bullies and making them, these are band kids, and they're just as vicious as your football jocks. It's so funny. And you know what? And the leader of that had such a Chicago accent. I was like, wow, this also feels more Illinois to me than the other movies do.
It's real. And so, yeah, they're dating. They're starting to get to know each other. Corey has some serious doubts just because he's damaged.
Oh, he's so damaged. And I really like the guy that played this. I thought it was a good role. I mean, and the two of them yelling at each other and trying to get to some like boyfriend girlfriend status, but it's like there's so much difficulty to get there. I just thought it was really genuine, and they were good actors.
Super good acting. And if you ever met, his name is Rohan Campbell. He is not, I'm sure, a damaged teenager that can barely look somebody in the eye, you know, like,
yeah, he's probably that kid you knew at the beginning, and that's probably his everyday, hey, how's it going, you know? Yeah,
he was so good. So anyway, the band geeks throw him off the side of a bridge.
Yeah, they are relentless, so vicious.
They run away because they're sure they killed him, and somebody puts him in the sewer. Oh, and this is a point that I don't feel like I've seen enough, but I just want to underline it here. The band geeks smash his glasses because Corey wears glasses to see. Do you remember this?
Yeah. They didn't seem too much of a prescription, though. Like, mine are almost like bifocals, I can tell.
I don't think they ever put somebody in glasses and they're like, I don't really need these. These are just for reading. Like, I think the idea is that he can't see.
Well, this is the movie trope where the ugly girl, she has her hair up and you wear glasses and no makeup. So when you need to turn them into the prom queen, you take off the glasses, put the hair down, put the makeup on, and she's like a brand new person.
No.
The same with Corey. We need to show him as a promising young man. That's why he has glasses. But when he becomes the killer in damaged goods, you take off the glasses.
You're kind of right, but I'm going a different direction with that, in that he wakes up in the sewer and he comes face to face with Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Who, for whatever reason, is living in the sewer. The homeless guy makes it sound like people go down there, but they never come back.
Yeah.
Why did he let you live?
There's certainly been a lot of people killed in this town. Maybe there's been so many by this point, by this third movie, that the police are just like, they're baffled by, like, when people disappear, they don't even know about it for months.
I just don't even know what to do anymore, Chief.
Wasn't he killed back in 2019? No. This guy just disappeared. Oh, shit. Well, we'll get on that.
But they do a fun movie thing. They have a moment you can't explain where Michael grabs him. There is a transference or a
mind meld, happens. Like Vulcan mind meld is kind of what I was feeling.
Some kind of supernatural twist, which I thought they were going to stay away from, but they didn't.
I knew eventually, no matter what series of films you're in this franchise, it always goes supernatural. And really, the fact that he can't be killed in Halloween Kills was supernatural already.
They definitely... Well, okay, so anyway, to finish the thought,
yeah.
Corey doesn't need his glasses anymore because of that. Whatever process started with that, it's like he got a little bit of the supernatural evil in Michael that Michael gave to him. Michael is basically sidelined. I don't know if Halloween Kills, he was injured in a way where he was never at full strength, but we only get him at full strength here and there.
It seems when he kills somebody, he gets a little more strength. That's definitely what they showed when he was killing the cop who used to date Allison. Yeah, that's what I think. Because he was all like hunched over, like he's a vampire that didn't have any blood. And then once he got his victim, he started to like stand up straight and his shoulders went back. They only did it in that moment, but I was like, yeah, he needs to kill to live.
I saw somebody somewhere, and I'm not sure where, I'm sorry, people, but I saw somebody say he's able to heal through killing. And it's possible that he's just been down there slowly killing what he could to heal for the last 4 years.
I see how this gets to people that they don't explain what goes on, but Corey was broken enough that he just needed some sort of push to become the new Michael Myers, if you will. That this was fine for me. Like it didn't need to be anything explained supernaturally. It just was a moment they had together, and Corey's just like, I need to experience my own killing, and maybe that'll, I don't know.
But so if we take it back a step, and if it's Michael Myers that needs to kill to heal and he can't get enough killing, he recognizes the evil in Corey, and he basically, said or unsaid, obviously unsaid, the idea is that he is getting Corey to bring him people to kill so he can be healed. And so it's not even necessarily that Michael was trying to share his evil. He just saw another evil dude and was like, let me help. And so that's kind of explains Corey starts killing people. Spoilers.
Yeah.
At first, he's bringing people back to Michael. And like when he takes Allison's ex-boyfriend.
But he just does it that once. See, here's the thing. Like, that's something the filmmakers might have implied, that he's using Corey to help him find more victims. but they don't really go in that direction. They only kind of imply it. And then they also kind of make it feel like it's a complete accident that Corey gets a little bit of Michael's power or whatever it is, and then goes off on his own. And they don't really go in that direction either. It's kind of a hodgepodge of everything.
Yeah.
And more just circumstantial, where Michael just ends up going out and starts doing killing kind of the same time Corey does. Corey's killing with purpose because he's going after people that wronged him or Allison. But Michael's really just kind of going out. Now, does Michael kill Corey's mother, or is that Corey killing his mother? Because it looked like Michael.
It was Corey.
Okay.
I actually really like this ever since the 2018 Halloween. Michael does not have an agenda. He doesn't care about Laurie. He doesn't care about anybody. He likes to kill.
The doctor in the original Halloween was the one that brought them together.
Right.
I mean, when I say original, I mean 2018. The Halloween 2018. That crazy doctor is the one that wanted Laurie and Michael to finish their battle. So he brought her there. It's all just coincidence.
And then Halloween Kills, which takes place immediately after, Michael's still just reacting. Now we have Michael. He helps Corey kill Allison's boss and Allison's friend who got the promotion. And at that point, we're seeing Michael seem stronger. But the only time Michael leaves, Michael only leaves because Corey stole his fucking mask.
Yeah, true.
And so he's going after Corey to get his fucking mask back. Michael is so simple in these movies, I dig it.
But it also kind of takes away any of the, or does it? I guess this is my question. Does it take away the importance of Michael Myers and Laurie's relationship if everything is just a coincidence?
And I mean, I think those movies are about that she felt targeted and she felt like something when the whole time it had nothing to do with her and she needed to heal.
I guess it's a good thing, yeah. I mean, really, again, this is the filmmakers trying to subvert expectations and just do something a little different. It works and it doesn't.
Halloween Kills, people have a lot of problems with that movie, but it's my favorite version of Michael because he is just the Shape.
Yeah.
He is just a unstoppable monster and people try to stop him. That's fun. There's no baggage. It's just a guy that goes out, kills lots of people.
Yeah. And in that movie, they brought the whole town in on it, and I was fine with that too. It got a little corny, of course.
A little corny,
but
yes.
like this was something that we hadn't seen in a Halloween movie aside from one that was where
4 or 5.
Yeah, where the crazy truckers were going out trying to
Yeah.
That they touched on it there, but they went all in on Halloween Kills for good or ill.
Corey is quietly killing people, all for Allison's benefit, because that's how you prove to somebody you love them. And then they're planning on leaving, but he's got this plan that if they're leaving, he might as well kill everybody that's ever pissed him off on Halloween night.
Yeah. Couldn't you just leave, though, without killing people?
You could just leave. He really holds a grudge, this Corey. Like, every person that looks at him wrong, he murders on Halloween night. And he does it as Michael Myers, and I don't know if that's an intent to... I basically think it's a bad person's attempt to hide his crime. Not that he's trying to emulate Michael Myers or be him, but he's just... It's Halloween. They're all expecting Michael Myers to show up. I'm going to pretend I'm him and kill some people and get away with it scot-free.
Yeah, but they don't really follow that thread that well. And I think that's inherently the issue with this film, is that they have a bunch of interesting threads, but they don't really commit to anyone in particular. And it's left a little maybe too open to interpretation.
That's perfect. Yes, just a little too open.
Yeah.
You want that a little bit in a movie,
you want it a little.
I don't know if you want it in the whole movie.
You probably don't want it in a Halloween movie. Maybe that's the issue. So the movie that, and I read about this after I thought about it, and I was like, this is what this movie is. This is the homage to Carpenter's Christine. It's totally Christine. And then I read that also in the Wikipedia entry. I was like, oh yeah, okay, somebody else was, I think maybe Danny McBride was like intentionally trying to ape that film a little bit. But this is like some guy that goes a little bit cuckoo and tries to off the people that are trying to take revenge on people that wronged him. Of course, there's a car in that one, but the car in this movie is Michael Myers.
Interesting.
And I think that's why I liked it, and I was with it. But much like Halloween Kills, when it comes down to the fact that they just have to have Laurie and Michael go at it, it kind of deflated. It wasn't as bad as the ending of Kills, because the ending of Kills just got stupid in how people were acting. And then killing her daughter just was out of nowhere was dumb. Where this movie, it was after 3 of these films, it felt like it was building to something a little more epic. And they took it back to like, hey, remember when Laurie and Michael were just fighting in the original Halloween from 1978? We're just going to do that. And it just felt like, a little deflated.
It felt felt tacked on.
I don't want to skip over the fact that Corey kills people, comes face to face with Laurie to kill her, and then he ends up killing himself to make it look like Laurie did it at the exact moment Allison came in, sees her grandmother kill her boyfriend. It's all fucked up. I don't know. It was all, again, kind of a big coincidence. But Corey's then basically dead, although he has a slight redemption where he tries to stop Michael, who came back for his mask, from killing Laurie, but he's not really effective. He stabbed himself in the neck. He's bleeding out anyways.
See, I don't think he was trying to stop Michael. I think he was just trying to keep the mask.
I guess so. Was he going for the mask, or was he going for the knife? And he grabbed his hand away from the knife. I don't know, whatever. But Corey's dead. I did not
get the vibe.
This is also a problem in the film in that I was with Corey that whole time, and then they get rid of him before the ending of the movie. So I was like, it kind of made it feel a little pointless, Corey's story, if he wasn't even part of the ending.
And this movie is hard because people like to root for somebody. I don't even know if I was rooting that actively for Laurie. If she had offed herself, I don't know if I would have cared.
I don't know who I was rooting for. Laurie's fake suicide, where she was, I guess, trying to confuse Michael Myers or something, or who? No, it was Corey at that point, pretending to be Michael. Whatever. That had a feeling of Halloween H2O, and even these two of the three new ones, where they pretend to be damsels in distress, and then the camera gets like a nice medium shot of them, and they look badass, and they go something like, "You didn't really think I was gonna do that, did you?" Or they go,
"Yeah, that happens Karen, in every one of these."
Right, Karen, the daughter, was famous for her lines like, "Now it's your turn, motherfucker," or something like that, and then they do something stupid that doesn't work, and they die anyways, or whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of over those moments.
It's like so close.
Are we missing anything important? There's side things. Like the doctor, Allison is a nurse, and her doctor is an asshole that she works for. So like the doctor and her other nurse, who's like sort of her friend, but kind of an asshole too. They both get murdered. And then there's the DJ, this kind of a dick. He gets murdered as well. I think that might be
at a radio station.
Right. Isn't that an homage to like Halloween 6?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I thought about Halloween 6 a lot with this movie, just with Corey and Ant-Man in the original.
Paul Rudd, Paul Stephen Rudd.
Something that I think Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills did well is just not having a time gap. If this movie didn't have a time gap, I think it would have been a little easier. I don't know. There's so many things.
But what would it have been? Like, what more could it have been? There's been 13 of these films. What are you going to do different? Is there really anything different? So if you do something different like this movie did, you piss off people that wanted it this way. And then if you just do it that way, you piss off the same people and they say it's not original enough. So I just don't think there's any way to win. I think this shows that you just can't keep making a Halloween movie. Take it whatever you get. If you can get something interesting out of it, I guess it's worth making, and that's what Danny McBride and David Gordon Green have been pursuing. My other thought was this is what Halloween 5 should have been, where remember Laurie's daughter was basically the new Michael Myers. The evil got transferred into her, but then they totally wimped out and didn't even do it in number 5.
Yeah, there was a lot of callbacks to the earlier movies all over the place. I mean, did you even hear the radio DJ say Thorn trilogy?
No.
It was crazy.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said it over and over. No, I'm joking. He didn't.
That'd be funny.
So, of course, Laurie kills Michael, and she does it pretty well.
Yeah, it was the refrigerator part. I thought was like, oh, that's good. Yeah, you can't really get out of that.
This was clearly Michael not at full strength, which felt like, I think we're watching it the whole time thinking, okay, this is Michael, but he's kind of weak. She's going to be able to beat him, is what was in my head. And so, yeah, she kind of crucifies him and then slits his throat and then slits his wrists.
Allison comes in to help as well.
Allison comes back to save Grandma.
And then the town goes all mob madness, and they have a nice parade through the streets with Michael strapped. It sounds like I'm making this up like we do sometimes. No, this actually happens in the movie, where they strap to the hood of the car and they parade him through town to Corey's. He was an auto mechanic. That's why he has coveralls, by the way, friends. I mean, how perfect did that work out? And they bring him there.
This is a really weird choice. To take him there just felt wrong. Like, that's where they're going to...
But if they burned him, it would just feel like other movies to me. That's how you get rid of the villain. You burn him. I don't know. So at least it was something different. They put him in the metal crusher, and you could watch, really gross, his body get sucked down.
His body did get crushed.
But also I thought it was a good thing that they connected the town again to this movie, because they were such a big part of the second one. Whether you liked it or not, at least they followed through with it. So his body's destroyed. There's no reason he would be back, right? And that's how the movie ends, with Laurie having a happy ending, sort of. Allison leaves town, I guess.
I mean, you know exactly how they could do the sequel, and it's actually pulling off a part 5 for real. They took Michael's body, left Corey's dead ass sitting there, and it picks up immediately. They come home.
Well, now wasn't that was
Corey's
Halloween
body's gone.
Resurrection? Is that what you're saying?
No. Like, I'm just saying how part 4 made the girl into Michael, and then they killed it with 5.
Yeah.
Like, if they just didn't do any undoing, because they technically haven't, Corey's supposed to be dead, but he's not actually dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing you can't do in a Halloween movie. You can play around with someone becoming the new Michael Myers, but you can't actually have anyone but the original be Michael Myers. So remember in H2O, she officially killed Michael, right? She cut off his head. But then in order to make that happen in Resurrection, it turns out he actually replaced the body of a paramedic, and she just cut off the paramedic's head thinking it was Michael Myers. So in this one, which is hard to do, what they did was actually grab Corey's body, and that's what went down the metal destroying thing, whereas Michael's body got up and walked away. But it didn't have the mask on. Obviously it was Michael Myers, so I don't know how they would do that. But that's like one stupid way they could do it.
They can make it Corey.
You can't do that though. I mean, out of 13 movies, it's always been the same Michael Myers.
If they do Halloween again, this would be a hard reboot again kind of situation.
Totally. But that's fun, because this is how it's going to be from now on. It's going to be a new creative team or an auteur that's going to take it upon themselves to do 3 more movies, because the producer, the Akkad, like, this is his baby, this is his thing. He's going to continue to make money with this thing, and when he convinces Wes Anderson to make his version of the Halloween trilogy, it'll be something brand new and fun for everyone.
Guess how much this movie has made so far?
How much did it cost to make this movie? Do you know?
This movie cost an estimated $30 million.
That's a good budget for a Halloween movie, I think. It's not too big. It's not stupid big.
It feels like the marketing's a little pared down, because Halloween isn't even on the poster. It just says ends. And keep in mind that assholes like me and you simply watched this on Peacock in the comfort of our own homes. And
we watched it because we are watchers of the franchise, so they already have that built-in fan base. Like, no, they're not gonna. People are gonna want to finish the trilogy. That's why they're gonna watch it. So,
all right, are you ready?
Yeah.
It has been out for 7 days, and it has earned $64 million.
Cool. It's already made its budget back. That's nice.
Yeah, like, I think it is clearly in profit territory.
Yeah, doubled its budget. I mean, yeah.
Let's see, where did Halloween Kills end up? It cost $20 million to make. It ended at $131 million.
I mean, people are watching these movies and they make money. So why would there be any reason to stop making these movies? You know?
Yeah. I have a hard time thinking that we will go more than 2 years without another Halloween.
Right.
But again, it won't be from the same people. Green's done. He's moving on to whatever the fuck he's doing. Remaking The Exorcist?
Really?
Like, this guy's just gonna finish out his career remaking shit.
I mean, he's not that old. He's probably our age, isn't he?
He's 7 years older than us. Okay.
still in his 40s.
But yeah, it sounds like there's a whole Exorcist trilogy that's planned.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He probably likes living in this world, and he's got his crew, and it's comfortable, and they can just transition to something new. Probably hard to turn down. Because really, other companies have seen the success of the new Halloween, and maybe it's diminishing returns, but they still see a successful formula. So they're just like, well, we own The Exorcist. Would you be interested in doing something similar with this? You know, companies have to think about trilogies. They got their brains are no longer in, let's remake that one movie. They're like, how can we turn this one movie into 3, for a new generation?
What do you call a new trilogy? It's like, I'm going to make a sequel to just Star Wars, ignoring all the other ones. We're gonna get rid of that sequel where they like made them related. That was stupid. And Wow, that's funny. All right, well, that's all I have to say about Halloween Ends, my dear friend. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think I have one final thought, and they could have Kylo Ren'd his ending. Speaking of Star Wars, because we always talk about Star Wars, where he did suddenly have a redemptive arc where he wasn't completely dead, grabbed Michael, and then was able to help Laurie and Allison defeat him. Now, would that have been better or worse? Probably no worse, I don't think. But at least they could have brought him until the ending, and there could have been more closure with him and Allison. That, I think I would have appreciated that more.
If they had had a scene where he doesn't knife himself, but he still has the bullet holes, and he sits up and he pulls a pair of glasses out of his pocket because he needs them again.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if there was some way to show the audience he's the old Corey again, then we could have been okay with that. But they kind of just let him die, and I just don't, didn't really do it for me. Although he was too bad to live, like Kylo Ren.
Yeah. We will find this all out in the next Halloween installment, Halloween Lives.
Halloween again.
Halloween again. I think Halloween Lives will be the title.
Have they used Lives at all? I don't think they have. Halloween
so.
Forever.
Halloween Forever.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Can we rank the Halloweens quick? I mean, for the ones you remember. What's your favorite Halloween?
Here we go. We're just doing the 11. We're not doing
the zombies.
Okay. So we have Halloween, and then Halloween 2, and then Halloween, and then Halloween Kills. And that's hard for me, but it is. And then I forgot about H2O. I'll put Halloween 4, H2O, Halloween Ends, Halloween 5, 6, Revolution, or whatever the fuck that last piece of shit was.
Yeah.
Resurrection. I think I said them all.
I think so, yeah. All right, I'm going to say Halloween 78, Halloween 2018. I think those two are worth watching. Halloween 4, I would follow. I'm sorry, no. Let me put, at number 3, I would put Halloween Ends.
Ends?
Yeah. Just because of the Corey Allison story. I think it's good, all right? Because it's like a good sequel, but it's not like a great movie. I don't know. It's nothing I would come back to, but I did appreciate it while watching it. And then let's do...
Oh, I forgot Halloween 3.
Yeah,
but I don't care about that. Doesn't matter in there.
But like, what's worth watching? So original Halloween, new original Halloween, Halloween Ends, Halloween 4. What's a better film? I guess I would say Halloween H2O at number 5. Then Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Those are the only Halloweens worth watching. Then you have, although Halloween 2, let's do 2, then 3. And then for the bottom of the list, let's do Halloween Kills, Halloween 6. What's worse, Halloween 5 or Resurrection? Halloween 5, then Resurrection is the absolute worst piece of garbage in the whole
Resurrection has to be at the very bottom.
It's just god awful in every way.
It's
all right, I don't know, whatever. It's like we can remember what the hell we just said. But I do really think that like Halloween 2 was fine, but it just felt like, I don't know. I didn't really care for it that much. It had some funny parts to it, but that wasn't enough to carry the movie.
You know what? I'm just going to say something controversial to end this fucking series until 2 years from now when we do Halloween Lives.
Yeah.
I didn't like Donald Pleasance that much, and I don't miss him.
Yeah. Well, you know, they used him for exactly what he was supposed to be used for in the first one, and then they made him into somebody that had to be a recurring character where you didn't really need to do that.
Yeah. All right. But that is it. Follow us on social medias. Write us letters. I want to see postcards. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell your grandmas about us. I don't know.
Especially if your grandmothers are Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, have a great day.